One night only, Mikey Mason.
One night only. They got a hold of me too late. I was already booked this year for Saturday night, and he said, do you want to do it? And of course I want to do Animatic Con. I had a ball last year. I only wish Drunken Sailor were here again this year so that I could do shenanigans behind their interview. I wouldn't be surprised if they came just to put stuff up behind me while I was talking to you guys.
Well, we're jumping right into it. We're here at Animatic Con 2017 with Mr. 2018, sorry, Mikey Mason.
I'm traveling already. I'm 3 beers in, and you're traveling through time. That's awesome.
Alrighty, so again, it's been a year since we've seen you. How have you been?
I feel all right. Sorry, there's a camera. I got to do a visual gag. No, I feel great, man. I'm doing all right. I'm making music. I'm getting paid to do what I want to do with my life, and it's a very wonderful position to be in. I paint a picture. Somebody wants to buy the picture. Other people want to buy the prints. I write a song. People buy the song. I'm in a place where people just support me and love me, and I don't get it because I've met me. I know me. I don't want to brag. I've slept with me. I'm just... That wasn't explicit. You keep it in. I'm sorry.
All right. So your bio, again, is just really funny, straight to the point. How did you come up with an awesome bio for your website?
I paid a guy to write... No, I didn't. My degree is in creative writing. I have a bachelor's of science, because I didn't want to take a foreign language. I have a bachelor's of science in creative writing from Ball State University. So I literally have a BS and BS from BSU. And that joke is what $60,000 will buy you, kids. That one joke. Stick to a practical major. I'm just saying. No, so I'm, it was a business focused creative writing major that I took, and so being able to market myself was just one of the things I learned from school. In addition to, it was going to be funny. I'm a comedian. Doing it without making a joke just isn't worth it for me.
Alrighty, now when you look back, and who would you say was one of your favorite artists to listen to, and then inspire you to work on your music and comedy?
So, a comedic artist?
Or both.
All right, so my favorite band growing up, and you're going to judge me for this, and I don't care, is Kiss. It was Kiss, all right? I refer to myself as a recovering Kiss addict because I don't buy into the hype anymore, but as a kid, I thought, man, superheroes on stage, breathing fire and spitting blood. It was awesome, shooting rockets from their guitars. That was incredible. The stage show, fantastic. And so when my 4th grade teacher asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, my answer was Paul Stanley. And he said, I think that job is taken. And I'm still waiting to be Paul Stanley when I grow up. But then as a musician, as I grew older and when I started getting into comedy, and specifically comedy music, my comedy idols, of course, Carlson, Kinnison, people who use all the words that I'm not allowed to use in this interview. But
7 deadly words.
Yes, but then Tim Wilson, musically, when I was a kid, I wanted to grow up and be Paul Stanley, but when I became a comedian, I wanted to grow up and be Tim Wilson. He's been dead 3 years now, and total musical genius, just absolutely hilarious. His stand-up on point, his music on point, and just a brilliant dude. And the last comedian I ever paid cash money to see. When you're a comic, you don't always have to pay to get into the show. As a matter of fact, you rarely have to pay to get into the show. And I could have got in for free, but I said, no, I want him to have my money. He deserves it. So, last comic I paid to see.
Awesome. So since the last time we got to talk, you've been doing your podcasts. How are those going for you? As we discussed our time traveling adventures, and then of course your other podcasts. So how are all those events going for you?
All on the Reflexes is going well. We've added Madison Matricula Roberts to the cast, and I have tended to take a back seat. So it's more Tech Guy Steve and the Brack of all trades, Jeb Brack, and then Madison Matricula Roberts, who is a fine musician and a comedic musician as well. She does a dominatrix clown bit, robot dominatrix clown bit that is fantastic, and they do a wonderful job. And occasionally I get to pop in on the show when I'm available, but I've generally taken a back seat on that. Beer Powered Time Machine, our listeners are in the thousands now, and that's a big feat. We have thousands. We're getting ready to in April 20th to 22nd, we're having the second Beer-Powered Time Machine Festival. The last one was last fall. People said they want it in the spring as opposed to the fall, so we figured this year for 2018 we'll do it in the spring. So April 20th to 22nd, Muncie, Indiana, you can come to Beer-Powered Time Machine Fest 2. You get to do karaoke with me. You get to see a Mikey show. I run a game show. We go to a Muncie Brew Fest, and then we have brunch, and we record a live episode of Beer-Powered Time Machine, and we hang out. It's just going to be an awesome time.
I mean, beer and time traveling sound wonderful.
Well, beer is, beer and music, those are time travel things. Music will take you back. You'll hear a song, it will take you to a specific place, a specific time. And beer works the same way. It's just generally in a more morose way. The present becomes very cloudy, the past crystal clear. And, and it's generally something that has made you very mad or sad. But right there. So, yeah. No, Beer-Powered Time, that was in my song, Beer-Powered Time Machine, it's about the exact same thing, so.
Alrighty, and again, I love it. I love your enthusiasm. And again, last time we got to talk, you were working on a game show for some of the local bars and breweries that you work with in your hometown. How is that going, handling all that on top of the music and the comedy and all that?
It's still going, man. We've just passed our 1-year anniversary for Drafted, which is the game show at the Brew Pub. I've done a couple of game shows at conventions, but mostly I've stayed. It's weekly at the Guardian Brewing Company in Muncie, Indiana. It's an awesome time. We did an all Disney themed round, or all Disney themed night, which meant I had to come up with more than 90 questions about Disney trivia. It's not your average, it's a game show. It's not your average trivia show, right? You don't come up with a team, you come up individually, and you walk away with prizes. That Disney show, I give away over $300 worth of prizes, wow. Right? And you go to your average pub night, you might get a round, a beer, or maybe you get a gift certificate. You win Drafted, you get a gift certificate, you get coffee from a local brewing. I try and keep it all local. Coffee from a local brewing company, cupcakes from local cupcakery who make cupcakes with beer. Tipsy Turvy's Pub Cakes. She makes pub cakes with beer, not love, so it's better. Because when you think about it, beer is an acceptable substitute for love. That's what I tell myself when I drink alone. But and then we also, full body massages. I give away 2 half-hour full body massages from Tranquil Life Massage. And all you got to do is answer questions. Yeah. So it's an awesome time, and we'll be doing that show at the Beer-Powered Time Machine Fest as well. So it's awesome. It's great. I used to watch that video Hot for Teacher by Van Halen. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And then David Lee Roth ends up being a game show host at the end, and I kind of laughed that off, and then I grew up and realized that was my dream job, and now I have it.
I mean, I love Hot for Teacher too, so it's a good song.
She's in her 60s now. You're welcome.
No, you
old yet? Okay.
I'm 30, so she was 30 when she did it. So you've been on television doing your work in style. How's it like for doing that? And for some of us that have never been on television, we're here, we know how this operates as a group, as people on this side of the things, but how is it like for some people who may have never been on television? Is it kind of the same way as you see it, or is it a lot more edited, or is it when you do the live events, is it truly live?
It is. It is truly live, and sometimes it's not on a delay either. And that's scary, because now you're flying without a net, and I am an eloquent but vulgar man. Yes. And and I keep myself in check fairly well. When you're on live TV, if you don't keep yourself in check, it can be $75,000 fine or whatever, and you don't want to do that. you don't want that bill. But
especially as independent ones.
But here it's edited. Did I say that? I'm sorry. Did I say that? Oh, I did that on purpose. That was a calculated move. That was a power play. All right. I just wanted to make it work. At least I didn't. Never mind.
Alrighty. So you're also now working on a new album. Tell us how that's going.
Driven is almost done, and I'm hoping that it'll be out by the end of the month, the end of March. I have 2 songs in progress, one that needs fully recorded. I have 2 songs in progress, one that needs fully recorded. Then it needs mixed and mastered. I just released a song last night that's on driven called Sailor Bacon. It's about Larry DeSouza's alter ego. If you know who Larry DeSouza is, he's an incredible artist and just an absolutely amazing cartoonist. He does the art for the webcomics Least I Could Do and Looking for Group. He's also an incredible individual.
Yeah, I know Looking for Group.
Yeah. Larry D'Souza does the art for that. You know, Ryan Somer writes them. Larry D'Souza does the art, and you can watch him live stream on Twitch. He does art sessions for that. Sometimes he's working on the webcomics. Sometimes he's doing commissions. But he does these monthly commission things, not every month, but many months, where if you make a $40 donation to fight multiple sclerosis, he will do you an avatar in whatever style he's doing that month. So this month it's My Little Pony. He's just incredible. And he does this cosplay called Sailor Bacon. It's like Sailor Moon, but with bacon. And it's him in the dress. And he's got a big rainbow colored beard. He's incredible. Anyway, so I wrote his theme song, and he got that theme song for me and retweeted by Neil Gaiman in one night. I think he can just, stop working now. He's done. He can retire at this point. He's hit that. But anyway, yeah, Driven is coming along fantastically. Musically, some of the best stuff I've done. Also, a little bit of departure just from comedy. There's some stuff on there that's not quite comedy. My favorite song on there, right, and it's like asking which one is your favorite kids, and you have your favorites, you just don't want to tell them. Well, you don't want to tell the other kids, but you look at the one and you go, you're my favorite. But then you have to tell the other ones that too, so nobody gets mad. But it's called The Opposite of Cool, and that's my favorite. That's when I wrote that, I literally could not play the song for, it was almost 3 days straight where I'd play the song, and I couldn't play it without crying, because it was like I'd written my own, this was me on paper or in song. It encapsulated me. So not necessarily a theme song, but definitely one that captures who I am. So that video should be coming out before the end of March, and I'm hoping the album will also be out before the end of March. Talented musicians on it: Sean Smith, Sean Faust, Trent Wilson from the Big Damn Heroes. Just an incredible album.
Alrighty, I look forward to it myself. So
Michael Kozlowski on bass, and wow, this dude is a deviant genius. He's only on one song, but you'll know, because it's the one where the bass does all the things. He plays lead bass. I kid you not. He's amazing.
So what challenges was it like coming up with your new album? Like you had talked about, like it's less comedy, more seriousness, and a little bit still fun. So what was some of the challenges of trying to do that? Like you said, you put a lot of heart and soul into the one song, and that literally is yourself right then and there on paper and in song. So what are some of the other challenges you came up with when trying to record this album?
A lot of artists are a slave to their muse, and I found myself getting really complacent and only writing when the mood struck me. So a lot of the album, the big deal was making myself sit down and do the work. I had to do the work. And it's true for any art, anything. You want to be a writer, you need to write. You want to be a musician, you need to play music, write music. You want to be a writer, you need to write. Did I already say that? Want to be a painter, you need to paint. And it's just the way it is. And if you're not, then you're just thinking about it instead, and that's not the same thing. So getting the work done is the huge issue. Writing the songs, I'm always writing songs. Picking the songs to put on the album, that's a challenge. And I work with musicians all over the country. Trent Wilson's in Springfield, Missouri. Sean Faust is in New Jersey. Michael Kozlowski's in Virginia, in Richmond, Virginia, I believe. And Sean Smith is also in Muncie, Indiana. So, I literally could drive to his house and say, record it! But the other people, I have to wait for stuff to come.
You scared some people.
I did. I might have. Sorry about your child, man. But yeah, we live in the future, man. We live in the future. They record their stuff in another state, and they put it on a drive online. I download it, put it in my stuff, and then I give them notes, and they take the notes like I mean something. Like I'm important. Don't tell them I'm not important.
They are going to see this interview.
Cut that part out. Do I need to start dropping F-bombs?
So this year's theme of Animatic Con is all about villains. What would be your favorite villain? And what villain of your favorites would you want to write a song about?
My favorite villain is Doctor Doom, hands down, no questions about it. Also, the character I would like to cosplay the most. Period. End of story. Doctor Doom, love Doctor Doom. As far as a villain I'd like to, for me to write a song about him, I really I either have to find something really humorous about him or want to make fun of them, hate them enough to want to make fun of them.
I mean, Doctor Doom can be hateable.
I'm more like.
But then again, he's one of those weird villains who actually cares about his people of his place that he takes over.
This is true. I'm more likely to write a song about Booster Gold, who is not a villain, but really hateable. And
Yeah, he is.
I just said that for you, Trent. Anyway, Trent Ron. But no, that's. I don't know. When I feel like writing a song about him, I write a song about him. I did so far, I think the only song I have about a villain specifically is Unicron, which is I was challenged to write an 80s style love ballad, power ballad about a Unicron, the Transformer Unicron. And I did. You hear that song start and you're like, all right, it's a couples only skate, couples only. If you're only 30, you don't get that reference.
I know it. No, I know. I actually watched Transformers.
I meant the couples only skate.
Oh, I know that.
I'm old enough that meant something to me.
Oh man, I gotta get off the skate floor.
But anyway.
Alrighty. So, again, this year's Animatic again, is always going out and helping out with the people with autism and their families with autism. Sure. What's it mean to come here and give your time and support for a great cause towards that?
You mean I'm not getting paid? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it's always awesome to support a good cause. And there are some one of the challenges in life is that there's so many good things to support. When you find somebody who has a focus and works towards it, like Brent does. I have a lot of friends who are either on the spectrum or who have kids on the spectrum or family on the spectrum. I get it. My wife works with people on the spectrum, both as clients and as coworkers. So I get it. It's important. It's absolutely important. We need a culture of inclusion, and we need to raise awareness, and we need to do everything we can to make life better for everyone on Earth. And this is just one way we can do it. I get drunk and I post this online a lot. You can generally tell when I'm drunk and posting online because I will say something like, "Let love be your guide," and I do that when I'm drunk. If you're driving, let a map be your guide. Let MapQuest, let Google Maps, let your GPS be your guide. But in life, making your decisions, it's probably cool to let love be your guide. That's what I feel. But are you getting goosed over here? What's happening?
The con chair is having fun with me.
I'm over here, I'm waxing eloquent about him and his cause. He's over there touching your butt with a cardboard tube.
It's a Totoro.
It's a what? It's a Totoro in a tube. He's Totoro'd your butt.
All right.
So, nice way to derail an interview, Brent. You got all 3 seasons.
So how can fans keep up with you online? And a final message for all your wonderful fans.
You can get on, find me at MikeyMason.com, Patreon.com/MikeyMason, or Patreon.com/BPTM, or BeerPoweredTimeMachine.com. You can find me online on Facebook at Facebook.com/ComedyRockstar, on Twitter at Comedy Rock Geek. I like to keep it all completely different. I want them all confused. CRSMM on Instagram. My Patreon patrons make what I do possible. I thank them on every song I release. If you back at a certain level, you get thanked at every song and every video I release, because they really do make what I do possible. They're incredible people who generously give not only of their time, but of their money. Here's the reality in life. Whatever it is you love, and I'm not just talking about supporting me, but please support me. Can you sing Angel by Sarah McLachlan? Come on. Anyway, please think of the children and give me your money. I'm not going to do anything for the kids with it, but you'll feel, I don't know, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever it is you love, take care of it, support it, because if you don't, it will go away. If it's a local business that you love but don't support, it'll go away. If it is a local artist that you love but don't support, their art will go away. It's just that simple. And, sure, I guess part of that is selfish and greedy, because if you like what I do, I want you to support it. But the reality is it applies to everything you love in life. Take care of it now, or it will go away. That goes for your family, your friends, the media you like, the music you like, the art you like, the businesses you like. If you don't support them, they will go away. And, my Patreon supporters, they take care of me. And I can't stress enough how grateful I am. I know, like I said, I know me. And I don't see what they see that's worth it in me, and I'm totally and absolutely humbled every month when they stick with me. It's just freaking amazing. I edited myself. You're welcome. But it is absolutely amazing, and I am humbled by it. So thank you. Take care of the things you love, all of the things you love.
Again, Mikey, thank you so much for your one night only appearance. Thank you.